It's Steve from Forsoft here. I'm going to show you how we can import a DWG and create a Trimble Control Block. So we've got to open a new job. So from the File menu, you go File, New. We're going to call this job Subcell. Let's type in Subcell and open. From the File menu, import DWG. Browse to the drawing file that's been given to us. Click on the Read button. Okay, now click on Save. What happens here, when the drawing file should have a number of at least one or more surfaces in there that are defined by 3D faces, so we just need to tell it what those faces refer to, so either one for a natural surface or two for a design surface. And click OK, everything's through. Now this drawing file had a number of extra strings in there that weren't really needed. It's best to not have them in there to start with, but what we can do, we can just say don't display them here. So that's from the strings menu and strings display. If we go to the icon button now, we can turn on and off certain features. So we're going to display the points, no point numbers, and just the triangles. Now what we're looking at here is the default surface when we came in, so it's got nothing on it. But if you go to the contour menu and surface parameters, you can see here the list of surfaces that have been imported. Now the 3D face existing conditions is the as picked up surface. We're going to change the contour intervals there to 5 and 1. That just did an automatic backup then. So if we just go calculate contours, we can have a look at the contours in the job. We'll go back and we'll have a look at one of the design surfaces. We'll do the subgrade surface. So go in there, change the major and minor contour intervals, 5 and 1. This is not a typical grading job, this is a civil engineering type job, so hence the wider contour intervals. Now we made a mistake here, we don't have to form the model. Remember what's happened, as the model was imported, the surface is locked. And we've hit the wrong button again. Again, contour, we'll try again for the third time. Calculate contours. Now these are the design contours. They're what the surface has to be at the end. So everything looks fine there, that's what we're after. I don't know why we'll... Okay, the next thing we need to do, we need to tell CDS/EasyGrade where the master bench point is. So you can right click on the master bench point, and that lets you edit, which brings up the edit query dialog box, which lets you change what we need to do is change the code of this point. So we're going to go to the code and we're going to type in MB, which is short for master bench, and that tells the software what we're using. Now we don't have to put a description in here, we're just doing this as a bit of bookkeeping. Once that's in, click OK, so say yes. So that's basically done. All we need to do now, you'll have a look at it, but we're going to close CDS down, open up in EasyGrade. Just click OK here, just says EasyGrade's not running. So EasyGrade's running now. It's sort of like in the land grading section of the software now. The CDS is the civil engineering section. So there's our job. Might as well look at the surface, natural surface, to have a double check. Everything looks pretty good there. The green blob you can see there's the master bench. So from the file menu, click on the export Trimble Control Block. Now everything here is in state plane survey feet, so we click the state plane option here, and we're looking for Mississippi West. So I've got that in there. Now we need to tell it what the file name is we're creating. We'll just browse to a folder which was in data, then a subfolder of Subcell. We're going to, for consistency, we'll call it subcell.gps. Click on open. Now what we do here, we need to make sure the design surface and the natural surface point to the appropriate surfaces. Now this distance between points, that tells you how many points goes into the control block. So change that, minimum's 1 in feet, and have a look at the total number of points it creates. And allow a rectangular block. You can also use field rotation, but some of the earlier FMX displays, etc., don't support that as far as we're aware, so just be careful there. This job's mainly up and down anyway, so that won't make much difference. Once you're happy with that, click on the Create button and wait. This is not a very big job, so it won't take too long. The bigger the job, the longer it'll take. Okay, so it's just a little prompt box to tell us it's created the file that we can take out to the tractor. Before we do that, it's always worth double checking that what we've created is what we think we've created. So we've written an online viewer for this Trimble Control Block file. So if you just type forsoft.com GPS viewer browse file.php in there, that'll take you straight to our little online browser. Click on choose file and you can browse to the file, and we're just looking for that file we just created. It was in data folder subfolder, and the file was subcell.gps, so we browse for that. Here we're just going to look at the design. You can look at the cut fill or the design or the natural. I normally suggest clicking on the low precision there, but this is a pretty small job, so fall's fine, and then click submit. Now all we need to do is wait. The file needs to be uploaded to the server, and then the Google Maps API needs to be run, and we put the little cells on top, so it's actually quite involved. So we'll just wait now. If you look at those on the screen, you've got minimum DH, maximum DH. There, your minimum and maximum design heights, and all those heights are relative to the master bench. And that's what our design looks like. It'd be worthwhile just checking your cut and fill as well, but I won't do that. You can just use your backspace on your browser and